Peter paused at the entrance, then made his way to Kalinka. "Good evening, Ulyav and Clarence. Nice to bump into you outside of work." With a glance, Kalinka caught Peter's attention. A small nod let him know now was the time. This situation had been discussed. Neither Peter nor Kalinka liked the fact they felt the need to be secretive about their relationship, but the reality of their work situation dictated their circumstance. It was time to come clean, so to speak. Peter began. "Kalinka and I have been seeing each other for a few months now. We've grown quite close and are very happy in our relationship." Kalinka continued, "We want you to know that being secretive was done purely out of necessity. Peter reports to me, and that could lead to some eyebrows being raised. We wanted to keep that to a minimum as much as we could." Peter added, "It also gave us space to be sure we wanted to more from each other, which we now know we do." Clarence replied, "Thank you for trusting us with this, but to be honest with you, we had a pretty good idea already." Ulyav concurred. "I agree with Clarence on both counts. Thank you, and it was more obvious than you suspected. Suspect?" Kalinka, a little surprised, responded, "I had no idea. We thought we were doing well at keeping our relationship on the down low." Peter nodded and said, "Yes, this is a surprise. No one has said anything to either of us." Kalinka paused and thought for a moment, then said, "Not 100% true, Peter. When we first started flirting, well before our first date, Julian mentioned in passing that he and some people thought you and I were an item, so to speak. At the time I denied it, but I would say the seed had been planted." Kalinka laughed. Peter laughed as well and followed up with, "I'm going to keep an eye and ear out with respect to Julian. I think his radar is well tuned." Kalinka laughed again. "Good idea, Peter. I think that's why he's such a good assistant. His ear is firmly to the ground." Ulyav suggested one more time that Kalinka and Peter join them. They graciously declined. Peter said, "We've been looking forward to this evening after the stress of the last few weeks. Next time for sure. Enjoy your evening." Hi, Cheap here. Welcome to episode 57 of my Let's Play with Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is Rote Bucht 1.0 Reboot. Thanks for taking time out of your day today to spend a bit of it with me. Appreciate that. It's awesome. Got a few things on the go here. First and foremost, the need to recover some money. Yeah, September's not looking like that great a month. We are definitely exporting stuff. It's just not quite to the same pace or level that I'd like. And there's some DO configuration and a couple of DOs that I think will help expedite some of those situations, if you will. So, anyway, what I want to do is I'm going to leave it on normal speed. And I just don't want things to get out of control. I need to keep this pretty much dealt with. Hopefully, we don't get any more vehicles deciding it's time to just stop at the side of the road and not do what we're paying them to do. But anyway, that said, what I need to have happen is a couple of things, or what I want to have happen. So, what I would, wow, words. What I want to have here is a DO that will be responsible for exporting chemicals and plastics. Well, the plastics will end up being in the warehouse. We have all the chemicals. Like we just can't seem to get rid of it. And I think partly it has to do with the fact that we've got the DO that's doing the exporting is so far away, and they only have so many covered hulls. So what I was thinking, I don't know that we need a DO that has 8 slots in it, but I'm thinking 4, and we just have 4 covered hulls, because the covered hulls will take chemicals and plastics, and call it the chemical and plastic export. So yeah, I think that's going to be a smart thing. What was this? A traffic jam? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, we're ish catching up. Okay, we're into October now. Hopefully, hopefully we get more than ish catching up. This road continues up this way, and I was thinking what I would do is in the DO, this distributor office that's 4, putting that in here because it's pretty close to both. It won't quite fit in there. It might fit in here, although yeah, that's looking doubtful. It'll fit there. That's sort of halfway between the two. Yeah, I think it's better on this side. I'm not gonna build it right away. What I want to do is I want to get this isn't a very expensive one. The expensive part for me is going to be the fact that we have to buy all the vehicles. But yeah, we'll see where we're at. I'll do the roads. There's the first one, because we're not building anything at this point. And that's, yeah, more than enough. And it looks like we are, yeah, we're back on the the positive side of the cash situation. So what I want this to be called is the chemical and plastics export DO. Okay, we will get to plastic eventually. But yeah, that's cool. Okay, so that's one thing. The other one that I want to do is I want to have a steel export. Yeah, and these are all technical services. So yeah. Yeah, again, it's one of those situations where it just, why are you in here? Oh, that's another one. Well, that's one. That's a truck that could be used to for another purpose. Because yeah, perfect. So I'm thinking maybe we do build that one. Anyway, this will be the steel export, and this will all be obviously. Where am I going here? Nope, wrong one. Okay, there we are. Is there a better place for this, since it's going to be a steel situation? And I don't know that there's, yeah, there's just not quite enough space there for that. Yeah, it's just not. Maybe. No, I think I've tried this before with some other. Yeah, you got to come quite a ways. Plus we have, yeah, it's right there, the footpath. I don't think it's going to be an option. No. Okay. Definitely not there. Might be able to put it up there, but then he's fighting with all of the dumpers that are coming in here. So I think this is as good a place as any. to building that. And this one will be the steel export. Cool. All right, so we've got, I've got both of those two things. I made a list because I was going through checking out stuff that needed to happen. The other thing that I got quite concerned about, and I want to share with you, is I've had this situation before, and it's not fun trying to recover from a huge list of crimes that the police station's not dealing with. So I was curious to see, because I remember checking one out one time, and it was actually quite a long list here. It looks like it's recovered, and we're not really in the range where we get into some real big issues, but we're going to have to look at sometime soon the chance to, or not the chance, but needing to put together build another penitentiary. So yeah, that's gonna have to happen. And if we look at the infrastructure that we have in our and the trucks that need to be replaced, garbage. Oh well, what do you do? They're just not inexpensive to manage. So anyway, the penitentiary, we've got 28 wardens and 54. That number I think is a little around 2 to 1, which I think is the number that they or maybe it's 3 to 1 say is good for rehabilitation of the prisoners. So yeah, this isn't. Yeah, I like seeing the criminality going down, but I would like to see the loyalty go up a little bit as well. So maybe we. I just don't want to. I don't want to see the criminality drop. The positive change to the criminality. Well, the happiness, we do need, we need to have some kind of happiness for them. So I'm just gonna leave that there. And our police state. Oh, this is the courthouse. We don't have. There isn't too many, but they are. They. Yeah. Okay. We're looking like we're doing all right here. Nothing too serious going on. But when we get to a larger size, that's definitely going to be changing. And now I got to find the police station. Is that this? Yeah, here we are here. And they're doing okay here as well. It's just when you get into a really bad situation, as with a lot of things in this game, where death spirals and those kind of things, where you get into a situation where you can't recover from the fact that your population is very criminal. It becomes really, really hard, and it took. I remember in my last playthrough, it took probably 2 years of game time to and some pretty drastic action to actually make it back under control. So anyway. I'd noticed that in one of the jump cut sections that got cut, and I just wanted to. I was going to address it, but obviously don't need to now because we've actually got it under control. But I've also just discovered something else that needs to happen. This is. I, I'm not sure how much. What all do we have here? We got one. Well, we got a couple of big ones, big trucks, but one of them is hurting, and yeah, it's and this message. I'm just not sure what that means. It says last repaired before 1 month, 1 days. Does that mean it can be repaired in 1 month, 1 day, or its last repair was 1 month and 1 day ago? And again, this truck is 21 years old, so maybe it's just time to replace it. The problem I have is it's just the cash situation that I'm in right now is not great. So. Yeah. How many? We've got one, two, three, four. So we have six. I think we can probably limp by with what we have at this point in time. I'm going with that, but I will make a note to make sure that we keep or I keep up with that. Trying to see if maybe do we have a garbage issue. A little bit, nothing really bad. Oh, except for the indoor pool, which probably doesn't have. Yeah, there's no. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Let's see here. Oh, he's getting emptied out now. So let's see, and this is something that I have to go deal with on the other side as well. And when I say the other side, the other city, if I create this here, this will give them access to this dump. So let's go and get our buses and cranes. So now we should see that. Well, it's not showing it, and maybe it has to do with the fact that this isn't built yet. But I'm pretty sure we do that, and we'll have access to it. So yeah, cool. Okay, away you go. Okay. We have also, and we're still in a positive cash flow situation. Awesome. Keep it going, please. That would be great. Okay. Let's go back to the steel world. That's cool. Sorry for the scrolling while we were zoomed in that closely. Roads built. So what do we concrete, gravel, and asphalt. Okay, let's get that in there, and let's get that also built for our chemical deal. We'll deal with getting the vehicles in there at some other point. Okay, we're still bringing materials down here. That was an asphalt road, so yeah, cool. Yeah, so the city and some of the well, this was overflowing, and I think it's going to be an issue anyway. Oh, we got a heating issue. Yeah, the fire station. I'll switch this back to there. Our fire station doesn't have access to the garbage, so let me see here. What I want to do is build that. So if I put this here. This is also going to make it a little bit easier for people to get to the fire station instead of having to walk out around this on the street. And it appears that I really didn't do a very good job with the rest of my footpaths, forcing people to walk down the main street. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. This was not in the plan. I think it was this building. Yeah, this is the garbage containers overfilled. So we want him to have access to this, and he obviously doesn't because this is the road's over here. But the reason that he doesn't have access is that these footpaths didn't get created. So let's get them created, and then they should have access to the dump, or the garbage container, if you will. So I think that's yeah, that's definitely something that we've got needed to have happen. And I think there's an issue here as well. They don't have access to a garbage dump either. It's nice when there's multiple buildings to have one point of pickup instead of picking up from each building. So when we jump forward to get these built, then we'll figure out where the garbage container needs to go. So that's cool. I think we're good there now. I'm hoping. Yeah, this is all taken care of here. Your garbage is there. Yeah, we're good there. And yeah, this garbage container here covers that one. Yep, good to go. Okay. And 179, 30,000. That's good. I'd like to get this back up to the 400,000 or 500,000 range. Yeah, just because that makes it's much more comfortable for me. Haven't quite got the get the roller in there, and then that'll be ready to go. Okay. Cool. That's working out pretty well. Okay, so the last thing that, at least from the notes that I made, was my DO configurations. I had a whole bunch of distribution offices that have things that aren't necessary anymore, or are just sort of dead end unnecessary assignments in them. And this is our boards, chemical and crop DO. So it's obviously from the loading from the road cargo station, which I think that's that one. Yeah, it is. And then for the time being, getting crops from the customs house, which is a long ways away. We need to get that dealt with, but that's pretty low on the importance list, just given how much crops the chemical factory is using. So this one is laid out the way we want, or I want it to be laid out. It's all good. Everything's there. No. Nothing sticking out. We'll get to a point where I can show you that the problems, and we'll isn't so much that there are problems, it's just noise, and this is pretty straightforward. This is just supplying the city, with all the things the city needs. No problem. Okay. Now our CODO2. picking up steel, cement, bricks, and prefabs, and actually and mechanical components, and distributing those. So I think this is laid out the way there isn't anything extraneous here, is what I'm trying to say. It's all laid out the way that it should be laid out. There's nothing, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that particular DO. There's our steel export DO. Yeah, happy to go along with that for the time being. So this is one of the first ones. I really like to have it specifically set what I'm picking up and what I'm dropping off. Yeah, I really don't. I know I've got it set at that warehouse, that's what it's storing. So that's the only thing. It could possibly try to pick up fabric, but there's no fabric here. But if I've got it explicitly set, then I know that's what's what we're concerned with for this DO. So if I do that, I know, and everything's fine. This one again has a similar similar cargo station 4. Okay, cool, that's good. Yeah, crops, and then these are all of the fields themselves. They only have crops, so if it's unchecked, it is checked. So it's picking all that up from there. And similar idea here, drop off all the crops. Keep it as full as you can. And I'm gonna finish this deal situation off, but the other thing that I wanted to deal with is I'm quite sure that we're not ever getting rid of or using all of the crops that we have available to us here. They don't get transferred here. They're you know, you look at the large fields, how much there is to, you know, there's 400. I mean, that's basically this one warehouse. And I've got 8, there's 8 of those fields, this, you know, the large fields. I think there's 8. Yeah, 8 of them. And it's just wasteful is what it is. It's so I'm considering putting in another, and if I put another one of these in, that's really just one more. Over 200, yay. It's really just one more field that we can take care of. It's going to have to be a whole lot larger, and I know it's just an interim situation where we're only dropping off so that we can transfer over here, but we're really not doing a great job of that. So anyway, there's those DOs. I'll come back to the storage issue that exists there. Okay, distribution office. This guy right here. So he's loading mixed waste and then distributing it to these 3 dumps. And we were getting him to swing it around to the general separation, but I'm not sure what my thought process there was, honestly. It just for me, it isn't making a whole bunch of sense unless it had to do with trying to get rid of the other waste or reprocess the other waste, that kind of thing. This is just ash, so I'm guessing it would be unload, yeah, and there's no load, so I'm just gonna get rid of it. It's not doing anything right now, and if it's noise, I find it annoying. So let's get rid of the noise. This is our garbage export DO, and this is picking up the things from the construction. What do we got? Recycling plant, gravel recycling. Plastics and steel, or maybe steel and plastics. I can't remember which. They're exporting to there and picking up from the 4 locations. And this one is actually picking up the mixed waste from the composting plant and sending it back through our handy dandy separation world. So yeah, let's composting plant. Let me move that up so it's a little bit more obvious that that's what where the pickup stuff is all coming from. Oh, this is a funny one, because I usually do pickups first and drop-offs last. So let's do it that way. Yep, cool. Okay. I know, little nitpicky kind of things, but it makes it, I find it makes it easier for me to keep track of. So the export DO, which is busy, we were at one point using it to do coal and gravel. We don't have a dumper here in this, and we're not going to have a dumper in this export, so we'll just get rid of those two, because there really is we'll turn the coal off there as well. We didn't, it won't even let you select it because we don't have that in there. We don't have a dumper in here, so we used to, but we don't anymore. So we're all good now. This is all our pickup locations, and then our drop off. And I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to switch these around because, like I said, I like having the pickups first and then the drop off last. We will get rid of the steel situation once we get the other one built, and I'm hoping I can make use of the open hulls here, because I don't think there's anything else we're picking up that is would use an open hull. There's only the steel that's left there. Everything else is covered hulls, and so that way we can yeah, I think that's a pretty good idea to reuse those guys. Cool. And I think we'll get better turnaround on the export of steel. The CODO. This one is fairly bare bones now. It's really picking up. A little heating issue again. Our favorite there, and we're keeping things pretty good. And 212, good. We're getting a second month in a row. Oh no, this is our first month in a row of positive cash. So anyway, we're picking up fabric as a backup to the fabric that we're creating in our fabric factory. Wow, that was hard to say. Oh, a machine replacement in process. Okay. Who all's assigned to this? You're not gonna. Oh, the overlay's causing a problem. Okay, we'll come back to that. I just want to make sure that it's set up properly. Sometimes, and it shouldn't be too far away. Actually, what I can do is check to see if it's in here. Okay, we've got the pedestrian overpass, the police station, and the fabric factory. So that's cool. And here, the police station, fabric factory, and the overpass. So yeah, that's all good. So our CODO. Yeah, we're cool with that for the drop off of materials, and this really all it has as well is open hull products, or products that would be transported via open hull. So these guys are going to be sitting here all the time. There just is no reason for them to be there, so we could actually make use of them. Okay, good to know. Good to know. And yeah, this it's a green, yeah. Okay, CODO, and then the city DO. I think we're fine with the city DO. Oh no, we're not. Because we're not picking this up from the western border anymore, so that can go. More noise. And I think what I would like to do is switch this around so that the customs house isn't the first option for pickup. I want them to take from here, and it may be that the game is smart enough to deal with that. But my experience has been that when this is first, it'll take from here, guaranteed. So anyway, that's me dealing with that. Getting our clothes. Gonna want to change that warehouse clothes as well. Move that up the list. Food, alcohol, and clothing, right? Yeah. And then the customs house, and then the rest of them are all drop-off locations where, yeah. And this is our for the second city for Messina, the warehouse there. Keeping everything at a good point. So anyway, lots and lots and lots of talking about distribution office. So I think we got that stuff all sorted out now. It's not again, this is not an end of the world. The stuff that I did there wasn't an end of the world thing, but it's worth going back to look at. Yeah. And my plan for the distribution of fuel, probably, I don't know for sure at this point, but I was thinking what I would do is leave this in place. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. And then have a distribution office or two potentially for fuel that will allow me to distribute to everything in sort of this general area, like maybe up to here, and hopefully that'll create a little bit of a surplus of fuel, and our export DO will be able to deal with that. So, all right, and we're 70 grand. That's pretty good. Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Do we have the distribution office here? Good to go. So let's transfer What do I want to call this? Steel export deal. Done it already. Okay, cool. All right, let's get the two vehicles from our, I think it was the CODO that is no longer taking care of anything with open hulls. So there's two open hulls we could use to, actually, no, it wasn't the CODO, it was our export DO. If it's not going to be doing steel anymore, then what I would like to do is cancel the steel here, and then move the open hulls from here when they're ready, when they're done with it, and then get rid of the assignment for exporting. Okay, where am I? Here we are. Okay, so let's just pause this. He hasn't loaded anything yet. He's on his way, so we don't want to reassign him just at this point, and he's on his way to pick up. So I think what I do is I get you to pick up from the steel mill, and then drop off there. So we're gonna load from here and unload there. Cool. And that's all we're gonna do. So let's go back here and give you a new home. You don't have any steel, and then you should, once we get here, go get some fuel probably, and the second one right there. Just gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I meant to pause the recording, but I obviously didn't. No worries. So we have those two on their way to the new DO, and then they should start picking up the steel. But what I want to do is set the amounts. I think it was 10% on the pickup of the steel side. Yeah, 10% there. And yeah, there's no limit on the unload side. So yeah, we'll get him. I don't think it's necessary to put, excuse me, a fuel. Have this supplied with fuel. It just not when there's a gas station right next door. I don't think it's worth taking a spot for that. Just really not that big a deal. Something that might be a good thing to have. Oops. Okay, that's getting annoying. Okay, is a little corner beauty. Okay. Where are you? Well, getting close. Okay, cool. And you're a little further away. Okay. Should be here shortly, and we're yeah, we're getting having another good good month, so that's awesome. Get this up over 300,000 this episode. I'm thinking. Cool. How long have we been recording for? 25 minutes. So we're getting close. I know this was run at slow speed, but let's speed it up a little bit. Okay, and yeah, you're good to go. I think you should be getting some instructions to pick up steel. Yeah, there you go there, and you are okay. You're dropping off for use in our construction world. Yep, and there's another little export. Heading out. 35 grand. Awesome. Fuel up. And I don't know if we're quite at the 15 grand. Or 15 grand. Yeah. Should kick in shortly here. Let's see our export DO. Where's our last? Okay, I want to change you to go work here. Awesome. Now I should be able to, because these are all covered hulls. Yep, they are. We can now take that off and also turn off the export of steel there. Cool, and it disappears from the list because we don't have an open hull vehicle in our export. So, cool. We are now exporting from here, which should provide us with a little better coverage, I think. So this is going to our mechanical components. I'm trying to remember how we export the mechanical components, because we're almost. Let me just check to see. Oh, it's the export DO that's doing that. Okay, it's a little bit of a ways away, but yeah, it would be. We will at some point. I'm either looking at doing a harbor here, maybe here, to do some packaging and some export. We'll see. Because yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea or not to package up the prefabs and the bricks. Put them in containers. Sorry, that's what I mean. Yeah. Okay. Now, just one final thing, because we're probably done this now. Let's get this built, and then we can start doing our export. I think we can probably buy a couple of 3 covered hulls to do the exports, maybe even 4 of them. And where are you taking chemicals out to the fabric factory? Awesome. And we've got all 3 of our trucks here. Beauty. Good to go. I don't need to keep those guys open. We didn't make any progress. Well, I was pretty sure we weren't going to be making any progress on this. There's 34 tons of steel left to bring, and then a few days to work on it. Next episode we'll be definitely getting that sorted out. But there's a few things that we need to get sorted here. We need to get 1 or maybe 2. Distribution offices. Maybe I should just bite the bullet and plan them out now, because they'll be picking up from here. We've got all of the all of the what infrastructure, the plumbing done and dealt with for this. So yeah, we're good for that. One thing I wanted to check on is this is our bitumen storage. So that's gonna quickly just pause this just because I need to think and not worry about what's going on. So this is our bitumen storage. That's going on this one, which is the outside line, which means this is the one here. So I'm going to, I noticed this the other day, and I just wanted to change that so that I knew when it gets built that export storage. There we go. Okay, that's bitumen. This next one will be the fuel storage. Not bitumen, but fuel. Fuel export storage. And the last one will be oil. If there's any left over. There won't be off the get-go. Well, none of this stuff is built anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so our distribution office for bitumen and fuel. I think we could probably place both of them right here. I know which one I want to use. Why not do it? Instead of just sitting here staring at it going, should I be, should I, shouldn't I, what, why? Okay. Quite sure that we want, sorry, I'm just trying to think my way through this. It's not, you could even probably have one here and one here. Yeah, that'll work. And that road there can actually go so that we could plan out more than, okay, that's about more than one. Let's get this back as far as we can. Just this is planning mode, so right there, tee that, flip it around, and oh, I do have, okay. Okay, and then we can do the similar thing on the other side. I don't know how many we're going to need, honestly. But, and this temporary road can actually go away just for the time being. Okay, get this planned in. Well, let's not get too want about that much space. I'm just trying to go for straightness, straightness on the road and symmetry. So, and let's get that as close as we can get it. Right there. Okay, so we've got 4 planned. How many we're going to use, I don't know for sure. We're going to be doing 2 to begin with. So what I'm going to do is build the first 2 that are close. How's that? Awesome. Okay, we can let this run. Turn the grid off. Yeah. I'm liking where we're getting to. I'm loving that we're actually making money. When we have to redo some of this stuff, yeah, for sure it's going to be an issue. But yeah, next episode, like redo. What I mean by that is we're buying a whole bunch of materials that are expensive that we need to replace. So yeah, that's a thing. So this is going to be our next episode. Hopefully we'll get this refinery up and running, and we can take some of the heat off of the imports of fuel that we have, and yeah, continue on with our next block of pump jacks, because I'm thinking we're going to be needing the fuel for that, or the oil. Anyway, kind of dragging this episode out. How about I thank you once again for spending some time with me. I appreciate that. It's awesome that you're here. Thank you very much, and we will catch you in the next episode. Have yourself a wonderful non-snowy day. Cheers. Bye now.